So anyone that knows me knows that I'm a sandal guy. I wear them everywhere for pretty much everything. The sole exception is if it's a situation where I just can't get away with it. Maybe it's a little more serious of a situation, whatever that means. But I don't wear many formal shoes, and about as formal as I get is technically still in the category of casual. So I received this great pair from Xero Shoes for review, free for review, so thank y'all for that. Which are these. I don't think most people would call them formal shoes, but they're pretty darn formal to me. Anyway, the main things I wanted to get across about this: 10 ounces, pretty light shoe, full grain leather upper, which is really, really nice. The only thing that worried me about that at all, and it's stuck in my mind ever since I first did this test, was the roll-up test. When you roll up a minimalist shoe, seeing how nice and collapsed it can get. I know from experience that with leather, sometimes you can get some very visible creases and things like that, which maybe a thicker shoe might normally hold a little more structure for. But this is sort of par for the course for being somebody who's a fan of minimalist, is there's certain things that you have to give up. I don't know if that's actually going to happen in these shoes, and maybe if I'm good at taking care of the leather itself. I'm usually not with those details, though. That's the thing. But maybe I will be. If that's the case, maybe the shoe can continue to look pretty solid and smooth all the way through, but we'll see. It also rolls up nicely this way. You can see that fold. So even though it's maybe a thicker sole than I personally prefer, for what it is, it's really, really minimalist. And one of the details that I really appreciated out of this one, and maybe this is how Xero Shoes has been going more recently. I don't have a lot of their closed-toed shoes. I have several of the sandals. Is the finish underneath the insole. This is just a minor detail, but minor details are really where it's at for me. When you take the insole of a closed-toed shoe out, very often the finish on the bottom is just like an unfinished basement. There's there's obvious stitching, and it looks kind of messy even. Maybe there's stuff taped or glued down. Maybe the sole itself was glued to the bottom, but in this case, they had the finish with their logo, making sure the light can see it maybe, and a nice piece of cloth just over the top of that. So it still feels like a finished shoe even without the insole, which is great for those of us who buy minimalist shoes and want them still more minimalist. On top of that too, like these have just felt really great walking around in. I haven't gotten the feeling of being in clunky shoes, just maybe thicker than those super thin flaps of the Xero Shoes sandals that I have. But I've really enjoyed them. I think they're great. They're easy to throw into a bag on the go. Truly the only question I have is about how well the leather will do under the circumstances, but that's like a distant worry kind of question that a 42-year-old might have, so we'll see. But so far I enjoy them, highly recommend them, especially for those that just need a little something simple to wear instead of their sandals sometimes.